Well, hello everyone. So Andrew and I have been working on a custom sign order for a local business that's going in about 30 minutes away from us. And we are doing something new today. We are cutting our first ever aluminum sign. We're using 5052 3/16 aluminum. I'll flip you here. So we got her loaded on the table, and each sign is going, we're doing a total of 2 with the same sign. Each sign's going to be 4 foot by 2 foot. So we just thought this would be a good thing to film because it's something we've never done and you guys can learn with us. What do you think? You excited?
Yes.
You think it's going to be successful?
I hope so.
Positive thinking.
I'm nervous. I don't know what she's told you, but she broke as I threw you under the bus there, Mama. You broke a sign in our house, so our practice cut is going to be replacing that.
The sign I broke was a crappy Hobby Lobby sign, though. It was not a sign that we made. Just to clarify.
So it said memories. It was cute. It was on a wall of a bunch of pictures. So we're cutting out the word memories, and we'll see how it turns out. And if it does well, then we'll run with our settings. And if it doesn't, then we'll tweak some things. I don't know. Yeah,
we're thought it'd be smart to practice on something that doesn't really matter than wasting a 4 foot by 2 foot piece of material. This
Why are you still looking at me?
I don't know, because you're so pretty. You're so pretty. This sheet cost us, what was it? Almost $400 or
$457.
$457 you're looking at, boys and girls and children and wives and everyone. I don't know. So anyways, yes. Guess we'll just see how it turns out. Here we go. Alright, we think we have the sheet square. This is an extremely difficult process because our sign is 48 inches and this sheet is 48 inches. Well, I should say the sign is 47.96. So we have to be perfectly square. Don't start this because we need to run the other one, remember? So this is what we're cutting, but our test run is what we need to do first. So load memories back in there. Yep. Alright, so that's what we're going to cut first. So our settings, if anyone is, trying to learn from us, I guess, we'll tell you settings after we know it works. How about that?
There you go.
Because we don't know if this is going to work, so.
Send it?
I guess, yeah, send it.
Grounded, our air's on. I want to peek at the PSI. Ready?
Yep.
So that didn't go quite as planned. If you look here, we have this bloppy, nasty mess, and we have this bloppy, nasty mess. And we looked in our programs, and there are extra pierces there for whatever reason. If you actually pay attention to the video where we were cutting it out, you can actually see it stopped cutting, pierced, and then pierced again and continued cutting. I don't know what happened there. We just didn't pay attention to our programming very well, but we did come back over and studied our actual sign, and there are no extra pierces in it. So other than those extra pierces, the cut quality actually looks okay. We pulled it up out of there as much as we could. I don't want to move the sheet because it's like perfectly set. We pulled it up as much as we could. The edges look as good as aluminum edges ever really look, especially being a little bit thicker. This is 3/16 material, so I think we're good. We're gonna hit go and hope for the best.
I am nervous for some reason.
It's the
I'm like
most expensive
literally,
seat we've ever bought.
I'm like literally shaking right now. So if this phone is shaking in the video, I apologize. This is a lot of money on the line here, guys. All right, so say your prayer here.
Here we go. Okay, so the camera we had, or the phone we had on the time lapse or filming, ran out of storage space. I didn't realize it. I wanted to show you two things though. I was so happy to see how straight we had this sheet.
Look at that.
Look how straight that is. Now watch this. Oh, good Lord. That arc barely held that edge. I was praying the whole time. I know Jesus was watching over us for this one. Holy cats. And I know the water's really dirty in this table, but I clean the rails regularly. The rails are, and the screws are very clean. The water is not so much clean. But hey, it cut pretty well. I'm gonna dig it out of this table and we'll see what we got. Oh, it's so dirty, but
What's dirty?
you take it and clean it off.
What a beaut, Clark.
She will be.
Oh, that's awesome.
What
I said, what a beaut, Clark.
does that mean?
It's just a line from a movie. Awesome.
I do not want to cut aluminum anymore.
This is, yeah.
Holy cow.
I tried to tape this, but I got too close.
This water is so gross. It forms
Yeah.
everywhere. Look at my floor. My poor floor. I'm gonna power wash this floor.
That is crazy. Well, I do love the Crossfire Pro. However, the water table for anything is not ideal.
Yeah, this water table is too small.
Maybe we'll have to do a Crossfire Pro review video one of these days. But
It's cut.
it's cut. We don't have to recut anything. Yay! Heck yeah!
Okay. So, the last clip you saw was me pulling those signs out of the plasma table. So I was so unaware of how terribly dirty and aluminum filled the air was going to be with all the particles. I mean, it was insane. I'm blown away. Like, if you look closely at my rails, look at all the aluminum dust. I got to clean this table again. I mean, you can tell, like, I keep the screws and the rails and the bearings and everything really clean on this thing. I mean, the water's gross, but oh well. The water's the water. I don't know. I don't care as much about that, but gee, many Christmas. I mean, look at the cord. Hold on, let it focus. Come on, focus. All of the aluminum dust all over the cord. The doors were open. I had a fan going. I didn't think that it was going to be as bad as it was. I'm glad I'm done with that. Future reference, I know what I need to do. That was really bad that we weren't wearing respirators, and I don't know. And the temperature was dropping too, so it made it look a lot worse than what it was too. So I think a lot of the smoke was really steam, but that was brutal. The more research I do on cutting aluminum, I guess there's some gases and stuff involved that I just was completely unaware of. You live and you learn. I won't. I don't know. I won't do it like that again. But anyway, I was going to show you what I used to clean those, because I was completely fresh cutting aluminum. I've never cut aluminum before. That was 3/16, like 7 gauge ish aluminum plate, and I basically took my wire wheel first and cleaned up edges. The dude's going to get them powder coated, so he wasn't worried about like a brushed finish or anything. So I cleaned up all the dross and stuff off the back with a wire wheel, which is pretty standard procedure for what I do. But then I took my oscillating orbital sander and sanded up to 120 on both sides. And I took a file and cleaned up the insides of the cuts where I could get to it. It was not the most fun thing, but it did clean up really well. I'll take you up here and show you. I ended up carrying them up to the house to show Melinda what they ended up looking like, but he's gonna come pick them up today. And I didn't film any of cleaning them up, one, because it was late. I just really wanted to get them done. I was freezing cold, just kind of a miserable process. And but yeah, they turned out really good, I think. But yeah, here, I'll take you up here and show you here in a second. Here they are. They look really good. The closer you get, you can tell I wasn't necessarily able to clean inside the edges super well. I got in there where I could with a 2-inch roll lock. Oh, I forgot to show you that, but I also have cleaned up a lot of the edges and the insides with a 90-degree die grinder and a 2-inch roll lock wheel. But yeah, the finish looks good and even. Okay.
Hello.
The boys wanted to say hi.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Headed back down to the barn. I've got some more work to do today, but anyway, I was just wanting to show. I felt bad not filming any of that, but I think they turned out pretty good. The finish looks really even. My little Bauer sander there did a pretty good job in getting the finish nice and even. Here's my Harbor Freight little 90-degree die grinder with the 2-inch roll lock, which is what I used to clean the majority of the edges on the insides and stuff that I could get to with it. Yeah, so I think Melinda wanted to go over some of the settings that we used on the table to cut it in case anybody is interested. But yeah, we'll see ya.
Alright, so here we are in SheetCam. We use Fusion 360 for all of our CAD and then SheetCam for all of our CAM. Just find SheetCam a lot more user-friendly than Fusion for the CAM work. So we have cut up until this point only mild steel. I think Andrew had already mentioned. Typically we use 16 gauge and 14 gauge for all of our signs. We have cut 11 gauge and some other thicker stuff for other projects. So for the 3/16 aluminum, this is the settings that we ended up going with. Open it here. So the kerf width of the 0.06, that is just the kerf width that we use for anything that we cut. We have the Razor Weld 45 for the plasma cutter. So for this material, we use 72 IPMs, a pierce delay of 0.6, a pierce height of 0.15, and a plunge rate of 60, which that is also a parameter that never changes no matter the material that we use. The cut height of 0.06 doesn't really matter to us because we have a torch height controller which we use for everything, so I highly suggest if you guys don't have a THC that it's definitely worth the investment. As far as lead in and lead outs, these are things that we just kind of dialed in and pretty much use on everything that we cut. So we always use arc. I just feel like it gives a better finish, so you don't see the pierces as much. So I always use a 0.15 for the lead ins and a 0.1 for the lead out. So that is it in a nutshell. You know, we appreciate you guys watching, like always, and please, please, please feel free in the comments to let us know what we're doing wrong and, you know, any suggestions that you may have. Like I said, this was a first time for us with the aluminum, but I'd say we're pretty happy with the product. The gentleman actually just came and picked up the signs, and he seemed pretty excited about them. So thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you next time.